Excuse me. Are you sure you're all right, sir?
I'm fine. Just looking for a bone.
A what?
A bone. I need to find a bone. I buried a big juicy bone out here a few nights ago, and I can't remember where it is. It's driving me crazy. I can just smell it. I know it's in here. I can almost taste it, too. Hold the phone. This could be gravy. Hallelujah! It's still got some meat on it.
You need help.
Ooh, I could just chew on you all night.
How dare you?
Come here, you tasty morsel.
Oh, I hate it.
What a horrible thing.
Hey, Val.
Hey, Al.
Welcome to D-Commentaries.
Oh, thanks. Welcome to you and welcome to our listeners. Today we're going to be talking about You Lucky Dog, which was released in 1998. It was written by David Covell, Peter Bailoff, and Dave Wallert. And it was directed by Paul Schneider and starring the incomparable Kirk Cameron and the truly best actor of the film, Bogus the Dog, with a strong assist from James Avery.
Slam dunk.
So the synopsis of this lovely film.
Yeah, Val, fill us in on the storyline of this incredible Oscar-worthy movie.
Yeah, so the synopsis gives a lot away, which is weird, but it's not a spoiler, I would say. So we'll just do it. When dog psychic Jack Morgan treats the inappropriately named Pooch Lucky for depression, he has no idea that his treatment will land him in the doghouse. Lucky's owner dies and leaves all his money to Lucky on the condition that Jack lives with him. Jack is delighted, but the owner's family is furious and determined to fight for what they see as their money. Can Jack thwart the evil relations despite Lucky's canine capers?
Thwart? That's the word that they chose?
I mean, this movie thought it was really
ahead of its time.
It thought a lot of things, I think. Yeah. I've got my impressions. Allie, what were your first impressions of this movie?
Thanks for throwing it over to me, Val. I hated it. I really hope everyone chooses to listen to the podcast first this week. Chooses not to watch this movie.
Please don't hate us for potentially making you watch this movie.
Now, remember last week when we had a strong, I think I said it was an 8 out of 10 for Under Wraps?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I want to give this movie a 3. A 3 out of 10.
Yeah,
3 bones out of 10 bones.
So what's interesting about this movie, I did some digging because I had to understand this movie doesn't really fit in with the other DComs at all. And so what I learned is that this script was actually discovered or given to Kirk Cameron, and he took it to Disney and convinced them to produce it. Yeah. So maybe he was still kind of a hot commodity at that point, and so they were
which I think
sure.
he was.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that they were able to get James Avery after Fresh Prince to do this is a testament to, I think, to whatever credibility that Kirk Cameron had at this point, because my God, this is a terrible movie. And I'm sure that James Avery was embarrassed to be in this movie. I mean, I don't want to speak for him, but if I were him and I had the career I had and then I were in this piece of garbage, I would be embarrassed. So that's how this happened. And I think I saw that like none of the people who like directed or like wrote this movie had anything to do with any other DCOMs. Like some of the other DCOMs were directed by the same person, or, you know, there was a lot of like continuity behind the scenes, especially with like the early DCOMs. But
and in the later DCOMs where Kenny Ortega does all of the choreography.
Right. So this has no DNA, like no DCOM DNA whatsoever. It's just sort of an anomaly or
DNA.
Yeah, or as I would say, an aberration. So I know you didn't ask, but my first impression of this movie.
Val, tell me your first impressions.
Okay, I'll happily tell you
right now.
I'll tell you. I mean, I already basically made it pretty clear that I did not like this movie, but more specifically, this movie was a knockoff of so many other movies, starting with that song in the opening credits, which...
What do you mean?
That song sounds so much like the Randy Newman song from Toy Story. Like, it sounds like someone was like, I need to make a song about friends, and I'm just going to make a song that sounds like a cheaper version of this song. And I know that, like, there's only so many sort of cheesy, slowy songs that talk about friends. Like, there's only so many variations of that song you can write. But literally right out of the gate, that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, this is a Randy Newman knockoff. This is like what if someone were like, you know, making a TikTok of like a fake Randy Newman song or something. That's what this would be.
Thank you so much for bringing Gen Z into this, Val. Hey, Gen Z, we hope you're doing well. We hope you're loving this millennial podcast. Please let us know if you have any like TikTok references that we need to say or anything like that. We'll gladly put them in here for you.
Just by saying it's like Beetlejuice, I said TikTok and they just appeared.
Gen Z.
Also, Gen Z, Beetlejuice is a movie. Also, okay, so just getting back real quick to the knockoff thing.
Yeah.
There were elements of this movie that reminded me of the following. Toy Story, as I already said. Love Actually, when he's dancing around the house. Billy Madison, the bath, plus like just being an idiot in an expensive house.
Just being an idiot.
Yeah. Beethoven, obviously, dog destroying house. Lion King, because the niece and nephews reminded me of the hyenas so much. And The Lawyer reminded me of Scar. The movie Big with Tom Hanks, because it's like a kid, like a young, you know, a man boy who gets a bunch of money. And then Turner and Hooch, because of the relationship.
The one I was going to mention.
Yes. So like, and those are, and Knives Out, even though obviously Knives Out came after, but like the scene when they're like attacking him at the beginning, I was like, what? Come on. So this was even ripping off movies that didn't exist yet.
Yeah, I mean, once again, ahead of its time, ahead of the future. It knew to take from Knives Out.
Also, fun fact about the receptionist, that's Christine Cavanaugh, and she is the voice of Chucky from the Rugrats. Yeah. And much like last episode where we talked about how you can never not hear Patrick Starr once you know that is Patrick Starr, you can't not hear Chucky in her voice once you know that that's her. One thing I definitely did not know until I saw her was, so I saw the hot lawyer and I literally wrote, oh, look, the lawyer is hot. I wonder if she is the love interest. And then I went on IMDb and discovered that is Kirk Cameron's actual wife.
They are married in real life.
They have
6 children.
His actual wife.
And they had been married for like 6 or 7 years by the time this filmed. They got married in 1991. They
did, and they had adopted 3 of their children already at this point. Mm-hmm. They have 2 biological children, but they are the last 2 of their 6 children. So they already were growing their family, and there is some big family propaganda just like slotted into the middle of this movie. I just wanted to point it out because there is no purpose in this movie except to serve some weird thing going on for them.
Yeah. It's really hard for me to talk about this movie, Val.
It's okay.
And I know we'll get there at some point.
Just do your best.
We'll get there at some point.
Yeah.
Because for on the bingo sheet, we have, I'm getting into this. I'm getting into the nitty gritty. On our bingo sheet, we have your childhood crush. And I think everyone's lying if they don't think that at some point they had a crush on Kirk Cameron. It's just not like you're lying to me. And then you become an adult, and Kirk Cameron, as an adult human being, denounces gay marriage, and you regret your entire life.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of those people who just turned into someone who's a bummer. I think that's the nicest way of saying it.
Huge bummer.
And he's also a bad actor. Just going to say it right now. He's a terrible actor. Oh no, he's actually better at pretending to be a dog than he is at like just interacting with humans. Also, I'm also going to say that Bogus the dog was a better actor than almost everybody in this movie.
Wait, Val, are you about to tell us that Bogus the dog was your childhood crush?
If I had crushes on dogs, I mean, he's a very beautiful dog. Fun fact, he is a mix of a Saint Bernard and a Golden Retriever. So
interesting. I was curious. I did not look up any dog facts this time, so I'm grateful that you looked that up. Thanks, Val.
Okay, I want to point out one more thing, and then I want to know what your favorite lines from this movie were.
Great. Okay.
So the scene where the niece and nephews go to the lawyer is lit like an Alfred Hitchcock movie. It's so dark and sinister with these like harsh lines. And the lawyer, who by the way is named Mr. Fister.
Yeah, I hate that.
Is like chewing the furniture. Do you know that expression? He's like overacting to the extreme. He is like, I mean, more power to him because he knows what movie he's in, right? Like he is being ridiculous because he's in a ridiculous movie. And because of that, this scene is one of my favorites because he's just like clenching his teeth and like letting the light like blow out his glasses and like just doing everything to just like be. And this scene really reminded me of like Scar talking to the hyenas. Like that's what it made me think of so much. And it like this probably was maybe my favorite scene. Probably my favorite scene of this movie. Did you have any favorite lines or scenes?
Yeah, I had a couple favorite lines. Scenes? Full minutes of scenes that I enjoyed in this movie? Okay, so a lot of my favorite lines came from the rich niece. Mostly because for some reason, she's the only person in this entire movie to have like that transatlantic accent.
Oh, yeah.
That literally comes out of nowhere. Like, ma'am, you live in LA. Okay, so one of my favorite lines here we have, how am I supposed to live? I use imported shampoo. Well, you could wear that hat for a week. That was in the lawyer scene.
Yep. And the look she gives him is so good.
Yeah. Then I'm going to go to the next one. We have, he is one sick puppy. About Kirk Cameron, which is correct for the movie and in real life. Okay. And then use this to protect yourself. What am I supposed to do with this thing? Hit him with the dry end. Let's go. So he just handed this big bone.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's a dry end insinuates that there's a wet end.
Yeah, and it's visible.
And then the niece is upset that she has to sleep in a motel. Mm-hmm. So she says, this skin has never slept on anything except 100% silk. And ma'am, I have. And it's terrible. Because I did in college, I bought silk sheets and I slipped off in the middle of the night like I had been sleeping on a stick of butter. So the fact that this woman has never in her entire life slept on anything except for butter?
Yeah, that's weird. It's kind of like hot or cold or both.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's so slippery.
Also, I just want to add on the other half of that line. She says, and I'm certainly not about to start rubbing elbows with mattress buttons now.
Oh, yeah, she did say that.
I also just want to point out that in that scene, there's a vibrating bed, which is something for the Gen Zers out there that are listening that was heavily featured in a lot of movies and television shows in like that era. Definitely does not exist anymore, but it was like the thing that was in every cheap motel that was like in any movie or television show.
Yeah,
and
but why?
Because I think that maybe was a thing, that they had vibrating beds like for, for
Can
naughty
someone
times.
from Gen X fill us in as to why vibrating beds were like such a big thing? That'd be great. Thank you so much.
I feel like we might need a boomer for that one, but maybe in Gen X.
Oh, that's true. Sorry I aged you, Gen X.
But also, I would just like to point out that this particular vibrating bed was called Magic Fingers. When he puts the quarter in, the box says Magic Fingers.
Ew. Now I'm just imagining little fingers popping up from
so gross.
Awesome. Okay, Val, are we riding?
Oh, we're riding.
Are we tops off riding to Spoiler City, baby?
I don't know about you. My top's already off.
My top's been off.
In case that extremely long bit was unclear, we're now talking about spoilers. So spoiler alert.
Spoiler City. All right, so we start with childhood Kirk Cameron, and he is a dog psychic. But now he's 28, and he doesn't have that psychicness anymore, okay? And he's just trying to get back in the game. He's just trying to make money, and he's faking it. He is a big faker. And so then this old man comes in, and he's like, my dog is sad. His name's Lucky, though. You lucky dog. I said it. And then something's happening. Kirk Cameron's like, wait, what? I feel some kind of weird connection towards this lucky dog. And he says, like, you have some contention in your home. And the old guy's like, wait, what? How did you know that? And Kirk Cameron is literally like, I'm so sorry. I literally have no idea. Because I haven't been able to do this since I was 12 years old. So I legitimately don't know. Then next week, the old man dies. But get this, he is a millionaire. This old man, millionaire. He leaves his money not to the three niece, nephew, but to his dog, Lucky. Okay? Now, he doesn't put any of his niece and nephew in charge. He puts Kirk Cameron in charge of his dog, Lucky. So basically, Kirk Cameron, 28-year-old, 64 millionaire.
But it's only contingent on him being of sound mind.
Yes. Thank you, Val. So he has to show that he is not like insane. Otherwise, he doesn't get this money. So the three stooges are trying to figure out how to show that this man is insane. Okay. And then he's feeling some feels with the dog. And then he starts to just act the same way as the dog at the same time as the dog. So he can talk as the dog, but at the same time as what the dog is thinking at the time.
He calls it channeling.
Channeling. So we're trying to do all the things at the same time. He's fallen in love
with the lawyer. Very unprofessional.
The lawyer. This has nothing to do with the storyline right now, but the lawyer lady won't let her daughter get a dog, and Kirk Cameron goes, why can't you get a dog? And she said, we don't have room for a puppy. My dad got the house. That was so funny. That was the one line I laughed out loud, and my roommate came in and even said, did you actually see something that was funny? Because I hadn't laughed one time the entire movie at that point. Okay, so back to the story. So the three goons are trying to make it so that they can show that Kirk Cameron is literally insane, and they break into the house.
And they have dart guns, and all they do is dart each other.
But what I don't understand is the dart guns don't do anything.
I know, none of them
got hit.
Yeah, I know. None of them pass out. None of them even really have trouble moving around. It makes no sense.
Right. So the judge is about to declare lunacy, and Kirk Cameron turns into the dog, and they're saying, look at this. Literally, look at this insane man and tell me that he is of sound mind. And all the three are like, yes, thank you, we won. But then, burr, 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 Lucky saves the day by channeling with Kirk Cameron. So he channels to Kirk Cameron that he remembers the old guy being poisoned by the nephew.
Poisoned. What a reveal.
Yes. And so Lucky remembered that he remembers seeing him drink something. They took him outside, and then the old man died. And so Kirk Cameron said, hey, this man murdered him. And then he tried to run, which means we knew he was innocent. And so then they got caught. They went to what I could only assume would be jail because they didn't show that part. And then everyone goes back to the mansion, and Kirk Cameron, 28 years old, 64 millions.
Also, you're forgetting to mention that in the confrontation in the courtroom, when it's revealed that the guy murdered his uncle, he pulls a gun.
I forgot.
So we've got another gun pointed around indiscriminately.
2 for 2 on guns.
2 for 2 on guns. in people's hands who should not be holding guns. And Lucky saves the day again because he jumps at him and disarms him, and he gets shot.
Yes, and they thought that Lucky
was dead.
Lucky died.
Then he only got his ear shot, and then Kirk Cameron's ear hurts, and then everyone laughs.
Oh my gosh, that literally.
And you're left to wonder, did they actually like have the court case? Like, what happened? Did the judge just also laugh and forget that there was a court case? Yeah, that was it. That was what happened. Oh, and then Kirk Cameron, as an epilogue, buys every pet at the pet store, including the dog that the little girl wanted, and he's going to keep it as his house, which feels like coercion. Like, he's sort of saying, well, the dog will be here, so you should just move in.
You can. I can just date your mom if I have your dog.
Yeah.
Val, I don't know. I mean, you might have known this, and I think I knew this, and I totally just forgot. That Kirk Cameron and Candace Cameron
are siblings.
Are brother and sister.
Yes, I did know that.
I had no idea, and I probably did. Once again, it's in that 10% of my mind that I completely forgot. But I just found that really interesting because I like her so much.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. It's weird. He lost his way. That's all. He lost his way. He thinks we all lost our way, but he lost his way.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready to play some bingo?
We are.
All righty. Allie, why don't you kick us off?
All right. As always, from the last one time we've done this, we're going to start at the top left and go in lines all the way down. So we start top left today. We've got our one-hit wonder song.
I mean, I guess this would count. It's not like this song played anywhere else. I'm pretty sure this guy got accolades for this song and nothing else, from what I understand.
The fact that it had like lyrics and it wasn't like a score and everything like that, I feel like it's probably not on the one hit wonder Wikipedia page, which is a real thing. But I feel like maybe we could half mark it or full mark it.
We'll mark it. Okay. So, breaking the fourth wall or looking into the camera.
Yeah, I didn't see any. I was even hoping that like Lucky would like look into the camera and wink at the audience at some point. And he never did.
He did not. So we didn't get any of that in this.
Moving on to holiday themed. Not holiday themed.
No holiday theme. Clunky metaphor. I'm going to say no. This movie wasn't deep enough to even warrant a metaphor. We'll just say that.
Great. And then in this movie, there were no parents. So there were no parents to not just don't get it.
Correct. Okay. Cool non-parent adult. I mean, I guess you could count James Avery, but like this movie, there are no kids. There are no kids in this movie.
Yeah, but James Avery's a cool non-parent.
All right, fine. We'll count it.
Yay! Okay. Someone too famous for a TV movie. We just talked about him. James Avery.
100%. Okay. Competition to resolve central problem. Nope.
Unless you count lawyering.
Which I guess in a way is a competition, but no.
Nope.
not in the way we're defining it for decoms.
No. Montage sequence. I did not see one. And I know I kind of pushed it last time, but this time I was really on the lookout for it again, and I did not see any.
Ooh, I get to do this one again. Cliche villains. Yes.
Oh, if we had to mark that one within the first 4.5 minutes of the movie.
Oh my goodness. What a cliche. Woo. Oh yeah, that was easy one.
Val, did you notice any clothes or items that you previously owned?
Yes.
You did? What was it?
My family owned that exact camcorder that they were using. I have a picture of myself. My Twitter picture is actually me holding that camcorder.
Wait, that is the cutest thing. The camcorder that he was recording
Yeah,
out
the
of
black,
the van.
Yeah, the black camcorder that takes the full-size tapes. That was our first family camcorder that we owned. And we got it when I was around 7 or 8 years old. And I loved playing with it. My whole 8-year-old birthday party is me carrying that camcorder around taping everyone else.
Oh, how funny is that? That it's not even your family recording you on your birthday, it's you recording everyone else on your birthday. That is such a Val thing.
Do you think I was gonna get into film or?
Yeah, weird. I didn't notice any clothes or items that I owned. There were none.
Okay. Rotten Tomatoes, 40 to 60. I did not check.
Yes, I'm glad you didn't, because now we're going to make it a thing where you never check and I tell you what the answer is.
Okay, perfect.
All right, Val, I need you to give me an answer. If you're within 5 on either side, I'll give it to you.
Okay, so here's my thing with this. I want this to have a terrible Rotten Tomatoes, but there is a part of me that thinks that the world is a broken place, and for some reason this is rated at least as high, if not higher, than Under Wraps. I just have a feeling that it's rated too well for what it is. So I'm going to go with exactly 60%.
That's a really good guess, Val. And before I tell you the answer, I do have to say that there is no exact Rotten Tomatoes number. This is the Rotten Tomatoes number based on the audience reviews.
Okay.
So they don't have an exact one. This is based on audience reviews. But this week, I'm very proud of you. You did get it. It is 63%.
Oh my God. And also gross. I'm so mad that I'm right. And it looks like we will not check this box this week. And for the worst reason possible, because it's too high.
Yep. Val, we're at the middle of our board. You know what that means. Was there a happy ever after?
I would say yes. So many dogs.
Absolutely. So many dogs, all in that mansion. And Kirk Cameron, once again, 64 millions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Almost kissing. I don't know. Because there's a part of me that kind of reserves this almost kissing for youths, because they're the ones who almost kiss. If adults don't kiss, then they're just not kissing. So I'm going to say no.
I half marked it because of the way the dogs looked at each other in the pound when Lucky went to go see his future girlfriend.
You know what? That's fair. Let's do it. Let's count it. We're going to count it.
As a full box?
Put a little paw print instead of an X. Oh, God. Okay.
Was there someone who became famous in this movie?
Became? No.
Yeah, there was no one.
And I don't think anyone became more famous than they were already.
No, Kirk Cameron became less famous.
Yeah. And his wife too. And I think all the niece and nephews and the lawyer too, and the judge were all in things, other things, but nothing that was so big that I would be
right. They all have had solid careers.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all character actors.
A good chunk of things.
Yeah.
Just no one where it's oh, this person is huge now.
Right, totally. Yeah. Cool. All right. Betraying of one's real friends or values. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I looked hard for this one to see if he was ever going to betray. He had no one to betray. He was alone.
I guess at the beginning, he's kind of betraying his own values, by being kind of a fraud, but I don't think that counts.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Val, one of my favorite squares, your childhood crush.
Yeah.
I marked it.
That's fair. We'll mark it for our purposes. I did not, I mean, I watched Growing Pains, but I did not have a particular crush on Kirk Cameron. I don't know. He wasn't my guy. I was really, really into Joshua Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
He was my dude.
Wait, so do I only get one childhood crush? Because I'm not using it on Kirk
Oh,
Cameron.
no.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
Whew.
like, I wasn't really into Kirk Cameron. I guess there weren't really any, like, sitcoms that I watched where I, like, had a huge crush on someone in the show. Oh, wait. I actually just totally lied. This is
Who is
when
it? You're embarrassed?
No. I'm not embarrassed. It's funny looking back that I didn't understand what was going on. I watched The Facts of Life on Nick at Night, and I had a huge crush on Joe. And I didn't understand. What was going on.
Oh my god!
But she was like she was the tomboy.
Yeah.
And I like fixated on her, and I really liked her. And I didn't understand. So you've learned some things about me today. Actually, about both of us. About our crushes and the way we develop them.
Yes.
Okay. Obviously bad special effects and or stunt.
Here's where I wanted to talk about the van, because I've never seen a more slow motion car crash. Okay. The van is chasing after the limo that has the barking man and the barking dog, and they're not looking at the road, and they run into the station wagon that has the bikes.
Yep.
And you just see, listeners, I really wish you could see what I'm about to do right now. But they slow motion all, okay, action, 3, 2, 1. Val, was yours when they were crashing out of the window into the pool?
That was definitely one of two. Yes.
Okay. What's the other one?
The other one was the gunshot with the dog.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just like a cut that was really lame. Like there was no illusion whatsoever that anyone had actually gotten hit by anything.
I honestly didn't know that the dog was supposed to have gotten hit.
That's what I'm saying. Like they didn't do anything to make that clear.
Allude to the fact that the dog was supposed to be shot.
Yeah.
All right, next box, we've got Eric Von Detten, Kirsten Storms, Ryan Merriman, Kimberly J. Brown, and Annie Lawrence brother. We saw none of those people.
None of them. Okay, musical number. No, probably for the best in this movie.
Val, was there magic in this movie?
Do we count?
We do. We literally have to. How else did this man turn into a dog?
Okay.
You have to, Val. Val, I know you don't want to. You need to listen. Listen to me, okay? This whole movie was magic, okay? Because how else did he know about everything?
This gives magic a bad name. I'm just saying.
You give magic a bad name.
Bad name. Okay, someone besides Allie says the title of the movie.
I didn't hear it this time.
I don't think so.
I heard dog eat dog.
I heard lucky dog, but not you lucky dog.
All right, Val. For this next one, I don't think we had the opportunity to be Scooby-Dooed.
Nope. There are no children, thus no Scooby-Dooed. The heroes create the problem. I mean, kind of. So I think it first depends on what you think the problem is.
Whoa, okay, that's deep.
I know. I am deep. I think so. The problem in my eyes is that Kirk Cameron's entire situation hinges on him being considered sane, and his situation, his behavior makes it so that it is very easy to refute his sanity. So in a sense, he has created that problem for himself, but he didn't give himself this power, and he frankly doesn't want it. So it's not like like last week where he broke into a basement and awoke a mummy. He his situation created the problem.
Yeah. Now, I hear your argument, Val, and I'm going to raise you. The problem is the old man was murdered. The old man has died. And Kirk Cameron did not kill the old man. Therefore, Kirk Cameron did not create the problem.
Fair enough. That's a much simpler interpretation. Much simpler.
That's how I got B's in high school. All right, Val, we've got our last square of the evening. Lead is a fish out of water. What do you think?
I'm going to say no. And here's why. He is a self-professed poor kid in a rich world, but he doesn't seem uncomfortable or like he doesn't know what to do. Like the instant he gets in that house, he's having a nice bath, he's having nice food, he's taking the dog out to buy furniture. He never feels out of place, even if he's never been in this place before. So that would be my take on why I don't think it's fish out of water.
I think he is a fish out of water because he is a dog. He's a human dog. Dog human in a human world.
Okay. Fine.
We can have two different boxes. We can have two different bingo squares, Val. Okay.
That's true. Although, which one am I going to put on Instagram? Who's right?
The right one? Well, no. God. Okay, so this is a legitimate question, though. Like, if I didn't mark clothes or items that I owned.
Yeah, so I figured that this is our collective bingo game.
Cool.
But if you don't want to play it that way, then that's fine.
No,
but
that's perfectly fine.
Okay, but it does mean that we have to fight. We have to fight
to the death. You know what, Val? Since you gave me the heroes create the problem, I will let you choose. The lead is not a fish out of water in this movie.
Okay. All right. Fair.
Go ahead and delete that.
Okay. So, what's the verdict?
No bingo.
No bingo.
No bingo. But we didn't have fun along the way, so it doesn't matter. Val, I had so much fun with you along the way talking about it, but while watching this movie, man, oh boy. All right. Well, we're nearing the end of our podcast, Val. So you know what that means.
What does it mean?
It's time for a game with Allie. I've created a game for you. This one is called Audience Review.
Okay. Great.
So, welcome to Audience Review, Val.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
You're welcome. Now, in this game, as we heard previously, the Rotten Tomatoes score was audience chosen, and it was not ratings from critics. So in this game, I'm going to read you reviews, and you have to guess the number that they left along with the review.
Okay, I'm so excited. Okay.
Here we go. First one. There's going to be 4 today. There's 4 today.
Okay.
Haven't watched this since I was little. OMG. So, Val, 0 through 5. What did this person rate you, lucky dog?
5.
1 point for Val!
Yeah! That person loved this movie.
That person loves this movie. All right. Number 2. It was okay. Kirk Cameron is so beautiful, though.
Was that you?
I would have never said that in 2008.
Oh, it was 2008? Okay.
That was the last time people have reviews for this movie.
Okay. I'm going to say 3.
Val, you're 2 for 2.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm really good at reading people's emotions from their movie reviews, apparently.
You are. Now, Val, okay. I think number 3 might stump you.
Uh-oh.
Someone may suggest you watch this movie. Go outside and mow the lawn. Remove the lint from your socks. File some old paint cards. Do anything except watch this. You will be able to unsee it. About the nicest thing that can be said is at least it gave people some income.
Did I write this? Well, so if you think I'm going to be stumped by it, then it's probably not a 1. So I'm going to say 2.
Other direction, Val. This person gave it a 0.5.
Well, I didn't even know that was an option.
Well, you could have guessed it and I would have said yes or no, and you chose not to.
Fine.
Stumped you.
You got me.
All right, we've got last one, number 4. You Lucky Dog is a funny but crazy movie. I watch it every day. Do you agree?
I watch it every day.
This was just one sentence. This was just, You Lucky Dog is funny but crazy movie. I watch it every day. Do you agree?
Okay. I'm going to say 5.
Val! You got that right! You got 3 out of 4.
This explains the high rating of this movie.
Yes, because these dumb idiots keep ranking it so high and watching it every day. Well, Val, thanks for playing. Review.
Thank you. I love this game.
Oh, God,
Let's
I'm
play
glad.
this again soon.
Oh, okay. I will play it again when I cannot think of a game to play.
Okay.
We'll see how many new games I can come up with over the next 63 movies. Can you imagine if I come up with 63 total games? I'd be so smart and creative.
You are smart and creative. So.
Stop it, Mal. I just want to say at the end of this podcast, to those who listened throughout the entire thing, thank you, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, I am so glad I will never watch this movie ever again in my life.
Yeah.
And I will choose to do that.
And also, if anyone did like this movie, we're sorry for being mean about it.
Yeah.
This is just our opinion, and you can like this movie, and it doesn't make you any less. We just did not like this movie.
No,
and
I think less of you.
Okay, Allie thinks less of you. I think you're fine. I think, no, truly a lot of my qualms with this movie were like a filmmaker's qualms, and so, which makes me sound like a pretentious jerk, but
pretentious jerk.
I know, but I don't fault someone for just sort of like enjoying this movie as like a silly romp and not getting so caught up in all of those things. Yeah, but that's what we signed up for, is to get caught up in those things. So
it is true. And you know what? I love this job with you, Val.
Thanks. I love this job with you.
Happy to do it.
Same.
Bye, Val.
Bye, Al. This podcast was produced by me.
And me.
And it was edited by me.
The music was composed by Michael McNally.
You can find us online at thetridentnetwork.com/dcommentaries-pod and on Instagram at dcommentaries. Dcommentaries is a part of the Trident Network. To learn more about our videos, live shows, and other podcasts, please visit thetridentnetwork.com.
Disney Channel original movies.
Damn it, Allie.